Did you know that skipping or messing up an oil change is one of the leading causes of engine failure? In fact, nearly 22% of engines break down simply because of poor maintenance. Even worse, most drivers don't even realize they're making critical mistakes that could be ruining their engine over time. But don't worry, I've got you covered. Today, I'll expose the biggest oil change mistakes that could cost you thousands in repairs and show you exactly how to avoid them. Stick around until the end, because I'll also share a little-known trick that can extend your engine's life and boost its performance, something most mechanics won't tell you. Let's get started. 10. The double gasket disaster. Ever heard of the double gasket mistake? It happens when the old rubber O-ring from your previous oil filter gets stuck to the engine block. If you don't notice and install the new filter on top of it, you'll end up with two gaskets instead of one. The result? Serious oil leaks that could drain your engine of oil before you even realize it. Imagine driving down the highway, thinking everything is fine, but in reality, your engine is starving for oil. If left unchecked, this can lead to total engine failure. To prevent this, always double-check the filter housing and make sure the old gasket is removed before installing a new one. Just a few extra seconds of caution can save you thousands of dollars in repairs. 9. Forgetting to remove the oil filler cap. This might sound minor, but not removing the oil filler cap before draining the oil creates a vacuum effect. That vacuum slows down the drainage, leaving behind dirty, contaminated oil in your engine. Think of it like trying to pour water out of a bottle with the cap still partially on. It doesn't flow properly. This leftover oil can reduce lubrication, cause increased wear, and make your new oil work harder than it should. The fix is simple. Always take off the oil filler cap first. This allows oil to flow out smoothly and ensures you're getting a thorough oil change every time. 8. Draining cold oil. If you're draining cold oil, you're making a big mistake. Cold oil is thicker and more sluggish, which means some of it clings to the engine parts instead of fully draining. Over time, this old, dirty oil builds up and wears down your engine. Before an oil change, run your engine for a few minutes. This warms the oil slightly, making it flow better and giving you a cleaner oil change with minimal residue left behind. However, don't overdo it. If your engine gets too hot, the oil can become dangerously hot to touch, making the process risky. Aim for a 5-minute warm-up, just enough to thin out the oil but not too much to burn yourself. 7. Overfilling the oil. More oil doesn't mean better performance. In fact, overfilling can be disastrous. Too much oil foams up and traps air, reducing its ability to lubricate and cool the engine properly. This can lead to oil pressure problems, leaks, or even engine failure. Excess oil can also cause the crankshaft to slap the oil, creating bubbles that reduce lubrication efficiency. Over time, this can cause bearing damage and even lead to a blown engine. When refilling, add oil gradually and check the dipstick regularly to stay within the recommended range. Less is better than too much. 6. Skipping the final oil check. Many people pour in new oil and assume they're done. The solution? Let the engine run, then wait a few minutes and check the dipstick again. If needed, top off the oil to ensure full protection. Also, this is a great time to check for leaks around the drain plug and filter. A small leak now can turn into a major oil loss problem later. 5. Ignoring your oil change schedule. Oil changes aren't just about hitting a specific time or mileage. They depend heavily on how you drive. If you take short trips under 5 miles, your engine doesn't warm up properly, which means condensation, dirt, and fuel contaminants stay trapped in the oil instead of burning off. This leads to sludge buildup and thicker, less effective oil, reducing your engine's efficiency and lifespan. Similarly, if you frequently drive in stop-and-go traffic, tow heavy loads, or drive in extreme temperatures, your engine works much harder, breaking down the oil faster than normal conditions. A good rule of thumb: if you experience severe driving conditions, short trips, heavy loads, excessive idling. Change your oil 1,000 to 2,000 miles sooner than the manual suggests. 4. Installing a dry oil filter. Your oil filter plays a crucial role in keeping contaminants out of your engine, but installing it dry is a serious mistake. When you start your engine, it takes a few seconds for oil to fully circulate and reach all critical components. If the oil filter is dry, those first few seconds mean metal parts grinding together with little to no lubrication, increasing engine wear by up to 50%. To avoid this, always pour a small amount of fresh oil into the new filter before installing it. Let it soak for a few seconds, then tilt and rotate the filter to make sure the oil is distributed evenly. This simple step can dramatically improve engine longevity and prevent premature wear. 3. Not lubricating the oil filter O-ring. If you've ever struggled to remove an oil filter, it's likely because the O-ring wasn't properly lubricated before installation. A dry O-ring can stick to the engine block, making removal extremely difficult. Worse, it can twist, crack, or tear, leading to oil leaks, which means oil starvation for your engine. Before installing the new filter, take a small amount of fresh oil and rub it around the O-ring. This simple step ensures a proper seal, prevents leaks, and makes removal easier during the next oil change. Additionally, make sure the old O-ring isn't stuck to the engine block before installing the new filter. If you accidentally double stack O-rings, oil can leak out rapidly, potentially causing catastrophic engine failure if unnoticed. 2. Over-tightening the drain bolt. Many DIY mechanics believe the tighter the drain bolt, the better. But here's the truth. Over-tightening can lead to stripped threads, a cracked oil pan, or a bolt that's impossible to remove next time. If you damage the oil pan threads, you're looking at a costly repair or full replacement, which can set you back over $1,000. The correct way to tighten the drain bolt is firm, but not excessive. If you have a torque wrench, use the manufacturer's recommended foot-pound setting for your specific vehicle. If you don't have a torque wrench, just snug the bolt up by hand, then turn it about a quarter turn more. That's usually enough to keep it secure without damaging the threads. And here's another tip. Always replace the drain plug washer if your vehicle requires one. A worn-out washer can cause leaks, even if the bolt is tightened correctly. This small part costs pennies, but it can save you from a major oil leak and expensive repairs. 1. Over-tightening the oil filter. If you've ever needed a special tool just to remove an oil filter, it's probably because it was over-tightened. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button for more car maintenance tips. And don't forget to check out the next video, where I'll reveal car maintenance secrets that mechanics don't want you to know.